Hello everyone and welcome to TV30, a production of the Government Information Service. My name is Natalie Jolie-Fanis and I will be hosting this presentation today. I am from the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College and we are here to talk all things education. It is application season and we want to ensure that you fulfill the goals that you have set for 2025 for yourself. The Sir Arthur Lewis Community College is the education hub of St. Lucia, offering qualifications from certificates to degrees and creating linkages with local, regional and international partners and organizations. And as I speak to that, my guest for today's presentation is the new Acting Director of Internationalization, Advancement and Partnerships at the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, Mrs. Tracy Pilgrim-George. And we will be having a conversation with her, starting with her and her department. I know the college has been a buzz, Tracy, in the last few weeks with visitors, and I know that falls right under your leadership. So let's start off by just telling us what's involved with your Office of Internationalization, Advancement and Partnership.
Of course. Thank you so much, Natalie, for inviting me here this morning, and of course a pleasant good day to your viewers. One of the things that we're doing, and you're exactly right, today, for example, case in point, we're welcoming the Lycée de Bellevue from Martinique. And for the past 2 weeks, we've had visitors, students visiting the campus, and it creates an opportunity for us to highlight what is Sir Arthur. And it's interesting because I think this year is exemplary. We've sort of fine-lined exactly what it is when these students come in. So we do a tour of the campus. The students visit classrooms. There's an exchange with our students. So it is not simply that the students come on campus and experience what is Sir Arthur, but our students on campus get an opportunity to give them tours, interact with them, use their French. It's phenomenal. We also hosted about 2 weeks ago something that we dubbed, an event that we dubbed Franco-Fête. And it was a wonderful opportunity to really showcase the best of Sir Arthur. So for example, we had a student band, and that student band is called Sound Intellect and is directed by Dr. Otley, who is a lecturer on campus. And the students were able to play French songs, Creole songs, English songs. There were vocalists involved as well. We had, in terms of our specially invited guests, we had Dame Paulette Louisi, who was a former principal of the college and also a strong advocate for our Creole culture here in St. Lucia. We also had the Moroccan ambassador, the French ambassador, persons from the Alliance Française, etc. We had our students emceeing the program. So it was an opportunity for them to share scholarship opportunities for our students, because as we try to advocate and push, if a student can demonstrate B2 level of French, they can study in any French-speaking country anywhere around the world. From Martinique, Guadeloupe, in Canada, because we also had Paul John, who's the resident consul here in St. Lucia for Canada. So it was fantastic. It was an amazing day. And we have lots of activities like that to keep our students engaged and to also give them the opportunity to experience cultures that are outside of St. Lucia.
And that also gives educational value as well. So just overall, I heard quite a bit of the French, but I know that that's expanded to many different embassies. And so can you give us sort of like an overview in terms of what your unit brings, contributes to what an SALCC student looks like?
Yes, so one of our tagline is connect globally with a local impact. So what does that mean specifically? It means that when you study at the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, we have something called a 2+2. So it means that you can do 2 years of our associate's degree, and depending on the program that you're in, usually the universities that we have MOUs with will say, let's look at the programs course by course. And generally speaking, it means that our credits at the college are transferable to schools in the US, Canada, and even throughout Europe. So it is something that we've worked on for a while, and so we have partnerships with over 20 universities around the world. And so Dr. Fulges always says it's an opportunity to save money. So our bachelor, we have a bachelor's program as well, but our associate degree is about 5,000 EC dollars. The average American tuition per year is 10,000 US. So we're talking about massive costs. savings. So coming to the college for an associate's degree, even the certificate program, because just recently a student came to me and says, Mrs. George, I need to let you know that I've just been accepted to Columbia, I've been accepted to Princeton, I've been accepted to about 2 or 3 other universities in the US.
Ivy League.
Ivy League. And she's very, very, very excited because she feels that, the preparation at the college was instrumental in terms of her being able to matriculate into these Ivy League schools in the US.
Excellent. And you speak to the US, but I know that there are several countries, and we will be giving our viewership a graphic of that, several countries where we have identified universities, and that's still building,
yes,
where our students can matriculate. Can you just highlight some of those countries for us?
So we can start in Europe. For example, our hospitality students, there is a university in Switzerland that accepts our degree program, and the students just have to do 1 additional year to be able to complete their master's. And this university in Europe, in Switzerland specifically, gives our hospitality students an opportunity to get hands-on training, and their percentage in terms of employability is almost 100%. In Canada, we've also secured several. I'm new to the post, so I don't know. I have the listing here that we can then refer to a little bit later for the universities in Canada. Obviously, as well, because we're a Francophone country, we've created MOUs with universities or lycées in Guadeloupe and in Martinique. And yes, so we have, like I indicated earlier, over 20 schools worldwide that we have created these MOUs with, articulation agreements, to ensure that once the students come from SALCC, they have an opportunity to expand their academic programming in those parts of the world.
Okay, excellent. So let's get into, like I said, this is the time for planning for your educational needs, and we really want to draw people to that. And we represent, as the National Tertiary Institution, I would say that this is what we're doing. So it's not only the time to apply to SALCC, bring to your attention that it's the time to apply to most universities as well.
Exactly.
It's application period. And so can we get into now some of the program offerings at the college? In the introduction, it speaks to certificates, to degree programs. And I know we have several umbrella units. So I'm going to put you on the spot. That may not be your department directly, but you're my guest today, to give people a sense of the kinds of qualifications that they can obtain from the college.
And I think it's best that we do this part together, because you're the marketing expert at the college and you do this all of the time. So I think we'll start off with the CAPE program, because I think most people are familiar with the CXC program that is offered. So as we well know, that the students will then finish their CSEC certification at the secondary school. They apply to come to the college specifically for the CAPE program, and so in order to get to matriculate into the CAPE program, you must mathematics and English, correct? Compulsory, and then 3 other academic subjects. So for example, if I want to come up and I want to do Spanish, French, literature, and then I must also do communication studies. And so I will apply to the college. I know that you've set up, your marketing team has done an amazing job in terms of the application process online.
Yes, there's a video.
There's a video that gives people an opportunity to see step by step on how to apply to the college. So for the CAPE program, CAPE is the acronym for Caribbean Advanced Placement Examination. So a student doing CAPE is generally a student that, who's not necessarily sure exactly what direction they want to go to. They like chemistry, they like Spanish, they like sociology, so they can do a combination of these 3 subjects. And so when they apply to the college, having the requisite requirements to matriculate, they come into the CAPE program, and after 2 years, they can then get a certificate. It's every year. At the end of every year for CAPE, you would do an exam, just like you would do for CSEC, and then you get a certificate. So after 2 years, you then complete the CAPE program. There are other students who are more specific. They know exactly what it is that they want to do. They want to do engineering. And so what the college has done, and I must applaud them for that, they really focus on associate degrees. So there are some students who say, I want to start off with an associate's degree in engineering. So once again, math and English compulsory. And the college has also done something which is also admirable. If you do not, for example, get mathematics, there are access courses. So there's just not one. What the college is trying to do right now is to ensure that everybody has an opportunity for tertiary education. So I want to do an associate's degree in engineering. I apply online. And during that first semester, I will do a foreign language, I will do St. Lucian history, I will do some courses within my field of engineering. Second semester, very similar kind of a makeup. So that degree program, associate's degree, is for 2 years. And then you're leaving and you can say to an employer, I have a degree. Or you can apply to university and say, I've done 2 years, look at the courses that I have done, and it makes it easier for me to now transition to a university elsewhere because I'm done with my associate's degree. Now I want to do my bachelor's. We're also looking at opportunities for our students to do, after you do your associates, you do the bachelor's program, you can also, our articulation agreements and MOU, so you can do a master's program as well. So the college offers certificate programs, the associate degrees. We have bachelor's programs, and you're going to help me because we have a list of 6 of them, I think. And I remember business.
We have a bachelor's degree in business, a bachelor's degree in our hospitality and tourism unit. We also have what we call our signature bachelor's, which took a while in coming, the Bachelor of Science in Nursing, and we know how much in demand nurses are.
So I'm going to put a plug in there because today the nurses have a huge showcase happening on campus.
Fair, yes.
Just really proud of them. They work really, really hard, very disciplined group of learners. And so today they are showcasing, they've got various tents, and every tent represents a different ailment. So for example, this morning I had a very short interview with a group that's going to be, when you come to them, they'll talk to you about cancer. There's one for lupus and various non-communicable diseases, etc. So it's an exciting day for the nurses on campus.
We have to stick a plug in there to take a break. We are discussing transitioning into the South Louis Community College to upgrade yourself. Please stay tuned. We have a lot more information to come. Welcome back to TV 30. I am Natalie Judy Fanas, and I am joined by Mrs. Tracy Pilgrim-George, and we are from the South Louis Community College, and we are here to speak to you about your education needs. In our previous segment, we went into just speaking about the number of programs that the college offers that you could use to qualify yourselves, both in terms of our academic programs. We focus more on our academic programs, and Mrs. George gave us a preview of our advanced certificate that is offered with SALCC, as well as the range of associate degree programs, and we were into the bachelor's. But Tracy, I really want to sort of, let's see how quickly we can do this, sort of do an A to Z, yes? of the programming, so people get a real sense of the breadth of courses that are offered. So, for example, we have the agriculture program. I'm going to throw it at you to name another one.
So we have obviously the teacher education and educational leadership program. We have health, wellness, and human performances that we alluded to before. Mm-hmm. We have the digital humanities and new media and creative industries, very important. People always ask that, what do we do for the creatives? So we definitely have programming for the creative industries for sure at the college.
And I need to say that I'm not sure people understand the value, and maybe it's because it's in my field, media, of what that brings to you, just in terms of entrepreneurship, in terms of your own independence, and in terms of just creating your own niche. I say to students when I visit them that in this world you can almost create your profession.
That's correct.
You know, you don't have to stick to any traditional role. We have content creators who are doing so many wonderful things, and with some added training and that certificate to really, you know, give it some kind of fortress, there's so much that you can do. So we really want people to go in and explore our programs on the website. Yeah.
I think that you're right, and I think we also have to highlight the fact that we have some amazing lecturers. I mean, you hear students say all of, you know, people outside who have not come to the college say, you know, lecturers at SALCC don't come to classes. But I know for a fact that the quality of lecturers that we have, phenomenal. I mean, most of our lecturers have master's degrees and PhDs. We have content creators, as you just spoke about. And so our students really have an opportunity to engage with persons who are well trained. Some of them have their own businesses, so the students can have that kind of real conversation with persons who are in various industries. So you're right, we have a breadth, over 50 different programs, Natalie. And I think it's important to highlight the fact that people are thinking about traditional learners, right? Yes. So school-aged students between the ages of 15 and 18 that come to the college. We have the teacher education program and the nursing, which are more adult professional programs, but we also have standalone courses.
Yes, I wanted to get to that in a little bit.
Yes, no problem.
I actually want to go back to what you're saying about industry experience among our lecturers, and I really want to highlight the engineering department as I speak to that, and even say that we offer associate degrees in engineering, but we also offer certificates that are more hands-on skills. So after a year of completing that certificate, you can actually go into the workplace. I think one of the ads that we showed for our motor vehicle mechanics, come and visit our workshop.
Yes.
And we'll talk about the schools that have visited. Our engineers in particular are sought after by industry as experts, and the experience there is very, very hands-on and skill-oriented, that they can go into the workplace. I'm not even sure we'll have time to speak about how we intend to do CVQs. That might be for another day.
But what's important, and I think that I'm going to tease you a little bit and ask you, what are you having for lunch today? Where do we what's our favorite place to have lunch?
I have to go to Le Fort today because I didn't cook this morning, because I know Le Fort is there with a 3-course menu. I can just do a soup if I want. I can do a soup and salad. I can do a soup and a main course. I can do soup, salad, dessert. Yeah.
So that's a great example of the practical experience that we offer our students. Every associate's degree has that. So after the kids are done with exam, the students, the learners, are done with exams in the next month. They're going to all go out on internships. So once you're doing the associate degree program, it is guaranteed that you will. So we've created those kinds of partnerships as well for students to go out in the place of work for a couple of weeks. I know that we've also hired students.
Yes.
Because I've just recently applied for 2 interns to help me in this new position that I've undertaken. And those students will work within our unit, our department, to be able to help us get hands-on training, etc. So all of those kinds of experiences we're offering.
And we must at this point really thank our business partners who come on board, who absorb our students as interns, and who ensure that they have the hands-on experience. Because it is important. We can provide the academic training, we can even provide maybe some skill training, but the application of it in real world, we really need the partnerships for that.
And we welcome any kind of advice that they give us, because they will say to us, you know, after the period of internship, they'll say, well, your students need more training in XYZ, and we take take that into consideration for the new academic year in order to enhance our programming. So I think that yes, we definitely have to take this opportunity to thank our partners, the embassies as well. The embassies have done a phenomenal job in providing scholarship opportunities for the college. One of the things that we're trying to do as well is to make education affordable. So besides the fact that we offer bursaries, we make sure that the embassies come to the college and share what the scholarship opportunities and criteria is for our students to be able to have access to that. We've partnered with a number of organizations that offer scholarships, and you know about that.
Yes.
We talk about, if you've been speaking about engineering a lot, but that is a very good example. So
Yes.
share a little bit about that.
So before, well, let me deal with the scholarships. So we have entities that approach us, whether it be individuals or projects. So we had a project recently with the renewable energy sector program, and they have been offering scholarships to females in engineering. And we get a little bit of slack for that because people say, what about the males? But it was a specific project. So they approached the college as a way for us to attract females into a field that is male dominated for the most part. So they've actually just renewed. It was supposed to end last year, but they're taking an additional 10 girls into that program.
Yes.
And it has seen success. Actually, we have a student who's been employed, female, by Peter & Company, and they've been so impressed with her. And funny enough, she was our poster girl for that program. So we're happy to see that working out. We also have Helen's Daughters that also provide scholarships, and I know you've worked closely with them.
Yes.
Again, it's to females because agriculture is seen as male dominated for the most part. Although there are a lot of female farmers, but they didn't get the necessary assistance, qualification that is required. So we have individuals. We have an alumnus who passed away a few years ago, Collis Barrow, and his family has set up a memorial scholarship in his name. We've also had our alumni association. So one of the things is that tertiary education is expensive. That is the reality. But our government has made a significant contribution. It could be more, it could be bigger, but it is expensive. And therefore, there has to be investment in that education. And people should not just use that as a deterrent, because there are avenues.
There are avenues. We just recently invited the St. Lucian Development Bank to come do a presentation so that the students can understand that there are opportunities to take very small loans that you repay after your academic experience. And when you start working, Bank of St. Lucia has been a great supporter. First National Bank.
Yes. Our local banks have definitely
really been on board, very supportive to create opportunities for our students, you know.
And let me also say that the government of St. Lucia offers bursaries to students to attend the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. I don't know why that is a secret. The Ministry of Education does advertise it. I think it's in the June-July period. So the government, apart from the subvention, also facilitates for those in need. They pay the tuition of those students, and I think they assist with transportation as well.
And of course, if a parent needs more information, they can just contact the college.
Yes.
Our student services area.
I will put a plug for the credit unions.
Yes, of course.
They too are giving scholarships.
Of course.
So
there's no impediment to come to the college.
There is no impediment. If you really want to upgrade, there are ways and means to do so.
Yes.
And you just need to ask questions. That's what we want to develop. We want to develop critical thinkers. And the internet is there for you. If once you Google Sir Arthur Lewis, you will get all of this information on our website.
And I must always say that your department has done a wonderful job with your salcc.edu.lc, and it's very user friendly. And once you go there, you have the opportunity to get information on scholarships, get information on the programs, get all that kind of information.
Yes, definitely. Before we go to break, Tracy, and we speak about how else we will be reaching out to give you information. When we spoke about industry, I'm seeing this is our last segment. I thought we had another segment. We better get that into that very, very quickly then. So let us talk about, apart from this program, we really want to sensitize people that we will be out in the general public to give information. So I've invited you to be part of our outreach next week. Wednesday, April 16th. That will be taking place at the Derek Walcott Square. We will have all of our departments represented there. We will have our registry department to assist you with applications. If you have any questions, we will have demonstrations of our workshops and our hospitality department. It is going to be full, so we want to invite our general public.
And our students are on vacations, so there's no excuse for them not to come down.
The fifth formers at least.
The fifth formers at least.
Actually, all students are on vacation.
Yes, Easter.
So parents, it's an opportunity for you to take an hour from work to come down to the Derek Walcott Square on Wednesday, next week Wednesday, April 16th, to find out more about what your national tertiary institution offers.
Yes.
And so we're having that in North, and I know people always say we leave out the South. We are coming to you the following week, the South. April 25th, we will be in Viewfort at the Workforce Development Center. I haven't really informed you of that yet.
That's okay.
So we will be there as well. We intend to have both sessions run throughout the day from about 9 to 4 p.m. so that we can capture all of those questions and give out all of that rich information.
Well, I'm happy we're going down there. You know I love going down south.
Yes.
Because when we're down there, the students are just very engaged, asking lots of questions, very interested in making that determination. Do I stay on South Campus or do I come up to the Southwest Community College on the morn? You know, what do I do? But definitely, I'm looking forward to that. And you guys, I know that the marketing unit, as well as the Office of the Registrar, has done a lot of outreach with various schools on island.
Yes, definitely.
You've been visiting, you've been asking questions. I've been, the last time that we did a presentation, I was there at the St. Joseph's Convent.
Yes.
So yes, so they've done it all over. Castries Comprehensive, Leon
We've had the
Hess.
campus visits.
The campus visits.
So TV30 has actually come to an end. I hope we were able to provide you with a lot of the information that you need. And again, I just want to take one more opportunity to invite you to reach out to the college. Go to our website at salcc.edu.lc. Visit us April 16th at Derek Walcott Square, April 25th at the Workforce Development Center in Viewfort to get all of your educational needs met. Thank you so much for joining us. See you again soon.
Thank you, Natalie.